On Bangalore Brains today, we have the charming couple Arun and Jyoti live from the studios of FM Rainbow. Just before we took a musical break, Arun and Jyoti, I was telling our listeners that very rarely we come across couples who do business together. At least I haven't come across many. Maybe there are, which means you guys spend a lot of time with each other at home and at work. And what really happens? What's the chemistry like?
Okay, so it's Arun and I have been independently, working on our own for quite some time now. But this particular project, yes, we're working for the first time together. And we're spending a whole lot of time together. Has its own pluses and minuses. Rather, I would say challenges. The huge pluses, we're accessible to each other quite easily, which may not be possible with other co-founders, irrespective of how many and who you are. You could be the bestest of friends.
Right.
But here, it's very easy. The biggest challenge, I would say, is, there is another very big plus point, I would say, that over the period of 15 to 16 years of our companionship, we have learned to know each other, the nuances, wherein to understand those points where we have differences, and really resolve those and decide that yes, we have to differ. Challenges, of course, is
sometimes
like
does it just take a look for you to understand him and him to understand you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, a look could convey quite a lot. And at other times, let's also kind of de-fairy tale-ize this. Sometimes the look doesn't convey anything at all. But as Jyoti was saying, it's important to differ when there are differences. It's not always possible. Like she was saying, even the best of friends are strangers to some extent, in a way that spouses can afford not to be. And therefore differ to the extent that there is difference. Resolve, hopefully, but even when there's no resolution, simply to understand the extent of the difference and to disagree agreeably is very important. And that becomes really possible when co-founders are spouses.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. That is a big challenge.
Sound advice.
But it is good.
Right.
I'm thoroughly enjoying this.
You're thoroughly enjoying
this.
Fabulous,
we are spending far more time. Not that we didn't spend earlier, but we are spending a lot more time. I think we are stressed with the work, but it's easy to wind down together.
Right. So what do you guys do apart from working very hard and, putting your mind into new concepts and ideas?
Nowadays, I guess it's mostly hoping that we will do something other than do this.
Hey, don't miss our very competitive Scrabble games, okay?
Oh, yeah, we do that.
Okay.
Which he wins most of the time, but I'm pretty sure he must be cheating.
Yeah. No, so one of the good things about doing your own thing is that you don't really need to wind down from any stressful... I mean, there is stress, sure.
Yeah.
But winding down is very, very quick.
Right.
Resting, we hope we had more time to physically rest. But otherwise, upstairs is, it's always fresh in my mind or in her mind.
Fabulous. So, I'm sure there's no business without challenges, and there must have been challenges. What was your biggest challenge and what did you learn from it?
For me, I think it was mainly about this sector that we were working in. We were in the retail space, and we were also, it's a social entrepreneurship, that a particular enterprise, the kind of people we are dealing with. And all these years of experience that we had, we really had to unlearn. At least I had to. We simply couldn't use the same formula, same success stories, and everything was a past. You cannot apply the same things out here. So that was kind of tough. Small steps, baby steps. Right now we feel that we know much more than what we did when we started.
Right.
We took a lot of things for granted. Something as simple as a policy change or a simple demonetization, those kind of things could take a completely different turn, then it wouldn't have bothered us if we were just living our life as easy as corporate consultants. So these kind of things.
Fabulous. So it's still going to be a learning journey, I'm sure.
It is. I don't think any kind of a business at any point of time really ends where you don't learn, because especially these days, you know, the industries, the economy is so dynamic. You cannot say that things will give me your 5-year, 10-year, or a 15-year plan. You have to be alert. You have to keep unlearning and learning, or even if not, just keep adding, sucking up knowledge from here and there, which helps.
Fantastic. Learning never ends. Well, on that note, in between all of this, one of our listeners is requesting for a song, and she promises to use paper liners after listening to this show. Welcome back. We're almost to the end of our show. 1 hour was just so breezy, isn't it, Jyoti and Arun?
Absolutely.
It
Wonderful
was,
time with you here.
Fantastic chatting with you guys. I always have this one question for our listeners who are listening to this show. My question is, what is your advice to young entrepreneurs who want to take the same path as you, who wants to start on their own?
This is something that I say to everyone, the young or even middle-aged people like us.
Okay. Y'all are young.
So it's not a very easy path. Okay. So think about it, plan well. Okay. And if you really do have that passion, take it forward. You will always have people saying good, bad things about it. But if you're very sure about your journey, give it a try. Try it out.
If you're very, very sure about your journey.
Yes, that passion, you know, just go ahead. And it is all right if it doesn't work. I'm pretty sure we would have learned something out of it.
Yes. So it's not a failure, it's just an experience. You learn something new.
Yes.
Okay, on that note, it's time for me to say goodbye. I want to thank you guys for coming in and having this lovely chat with us.
Same here. We had a wonderful time.
Great time, really.
Thank you so much for having us here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Arun. Thank you, Jyoti. All India Radio and FM Rainbow wishes you the very best in your endeavor. You're doing a fabulous job. And they say the greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. But I guess the gist of today's show is go on.